I bought me a little electric screwdriver from Walmart. I think it was like $14. It was well worth it. It's not very fast and it's not very strong, so it won't strip no screws, but it does good enough job. It sure saves my fingers. We're gonna tear this thing down and see what we can see if we can figure out, see if we can fix anything. I'm hoping. Problem is he's had it for he crashed it a week and a half ago, I think, in the ocean. And if he'd have left it in the ocean, had his wife stay there with it and left it in the ocean, just right at the edge of the water, while he ran and got he could have ran and got a cooler or something, like an old styrofoam cooler, put some baking soda in it, filled it up with water, and he could have come back to the ocean and took it out of the ocean. And as soon as he took it out, because the air is what does it, the salt corrodes it, but it's really when it gets to the air. And so if he could have dunked it in that baking soda water and let it sit and shook it all around in there and soaked it real good, and then maybe kind of went over it with a toothbrush and then rinsed it clean and dried it, it might have still worked. But instead he took it out, kind of rinsed it off with water, put it in a hot car to let it dry out for a few days, and then nothing worked. And everything on it, all the electronics are corroded bad. But I am hoping that I can still do the same thing, soak it in some baking soda water and maybe take a toothbrush and go over things, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get part of it working. I don't know, but we'll see. Well, it don't look bad as I thought it would. The flight controller don't anyway. But it's all got to come out here. Okay, that's everything he wanted out. That's the DJI unit, the camera, and the receiver, and the antennas. I don't know how you get the antennas out of that thing anyway. Unless you took the top off this thing and unsnapped them, that's probably how it goes. But I'm not doing that. I'm going to leave it just like that. I don't need this TPU piece. If I do, I print my own, but I'm not crazy about blue. Yellow's my favorite color, so if I print anything, it'll probably be yellow. I've actually already printed me some feet for it. So this gets shipped back to Bo. Have no idea if any of that's any good. Probably not. Alright, I've got the flight controller off. Ooh, it's pretty corroded. It looks burnt. It looks burnt. But it may just be corrosion, I can't tell until I clean it. I won't know. Okay, we've got the ESC and flight controller off. Holy moly. Holy moly. Okay guys, I'm fixing to give you a close-up of this. Frame looks in good shape. The rest of it not so much, and the motors look pretty good. You're going to be shocked when I show you this. From the top side here it don't look too bad. But watch when I flip it over. Look at the corrodedness. Look how bad it looks. Holy moly. I doubt there's any hope for either one of them, really. I mean, the flight controller might show up in beta flight when you hook it up, but I bet it won't work, because it looks like it's been some stuff burnt there. And that too, it looks like the capacitor popped. Man, it looks in bad shape. But I'm gonna try to see if I can do anything with it. You never know. Well, shit, guys, it was worth a try. They cleaned up really well. But if you look really close, you won't be able to tell on this camera, but if you look really close, anywhere there was anywhere it's marked positive, it corroded extremely bad. Especially on these pins like in here where it's marked positive. But they cleaned up okay, but neither one of them will work. You don't get no, let me plug it up, I'll show you. You don't get no light on that. Nothing happens when it's plugged up. I tried hooking the flight controller to the ESC and you get no power. So then I hooked the flight controller to this ESC. This ESC I power up, but it's got one bad corner, but it still works. But it won't power the flight controller either. I went in and plugged it up to my computer by the USB, and the flight controller comes on and the lights light up, but it won't connect to beta flight. It won't do anything. You can't hook to the board. All it does is the lights come on and flash. But like I say, you can't get into beta flight to change anything or to try to reload the firmware or do anything to it. It's just like it's dead. But you get the lights. I don't know, it's weird. But I don't know what else to do. Neither one of them is going to be any good. I can still use this one. I got to find out. I don't remember which motor it was. It was which one is bad. But if you can see right there, it burnt all those little caps off. That whole row of caps is gone. Just burn them off. And it burnt the copper so bad, there ain't no way I can replace them. So whichever motor this is, it's just bad. I won't be able to do anything with it. I can still use the ESC, but I'll have to get like a 45 or 50 amp BLHeli single ESC to put out on the arm for whatever I use it for. I mean BLHeli 32 ESC to put out on the arm. Damn it, I was hoping one of those would work. Flight controllers and ESCs are hard to come by, guys. BLHeli 32 ones and 6S flight controllers, very hard to come by, for me anyway. But it ain't gonna work, so I'll have to come up with something else. I got an ESC coming, hopefully it'll work. He says it's new. I don't know if it's really new or not. It could be used, but supposedly it's good. So, and I may have a flight controller in there, but I don't remember if it's 4S or 6S. If it's a 4S one, it won't work, because I gotta have a 6S flight controller. So I don't know. I know it's an old F4, but it might be 6S. I hadn't checked on it yet. Alright guys, that's going to make it for this video. Bo, it'll probably be a few days before I start on all this, brother. I got lots to do. We got some places we got to be tomorrow early, and my yard's got to be mowed again in the next day or two, and it's a big ordeal. I'll get to it pretty quick though, brother.